Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Today we've got a really cool knife that I'm going to get to show you guys. Really good value knife from a company I've never experienced. Thanks to my local buddy at A to Z EDC over on Instagram. Go give him a follow. He's my Blade Show buddy. He's gone with me several years, and he picked up this knife at North Mountain Blade. I don't know what attracted him to it, but it's very cool. It's very well built, very well packaged. It came with this, which is a lanyard, band-aids, iodine wipes, oil, a full maintenance kit, and a cloth. So that was included in the packaging. And then it was a bigger shipping box. Then you had the North Mountain Blade box, which there's their QR code there and their website where he picked this up. And then you've got this little mini, what would you call this? Like a little mini Apache case. And then you've got this little bad boy right here. Get this out of the way. Because what I want you guys to do is I want you to look at it, because what has blown me away by it is the look. It's an ironwood handled blade. The heft, which we'll weigh in a second, the weight is impressive. It's called the Chop 4. This particular model is the Tanto Chop 4. And it's a very, very unique. Let me get this out of the way. That's ours. A very unique front flipper knife. And guys, this knife, I'm going to get into it, but this knife is well under 200 bucks. I think A to Z told me he picked this up off their website for about 160 bones. And I mean, you're looking at desert ironwood on this handle. This natural oil content is amazing. The density and hardness of this handle is unmatched. It's got exceptional stability. It looks really, really nice. And I'm sure you'll get they don't all look like this. There's a lot of variety through iron desert wood. Beautiful, right? You look at the blade, it's perfectly centered. See the relief cut in there. You've got a non-reversible clip. This is not deep carry. We'll get into that in a second. Got a single-sided pivot, very clean show side, very deep T8 hardware. Check this out. Pow. That is a 3-layer Sanmai construction using SLD Magic, which is a Japanese steel. I think it comes from Hitachi. They use it in a lot of these Damascus or these Sanmais. I know I've got it in my Max Ace out the front. But guys, this is beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's heat treated between 60 and 61. And it's a very beefy knife. So I think it's a nice blend between a really elegant knife that looks very traditional in the Japanese design style, and a very strong knife. I mean, this knife, the blade is hefty. The Tanto tip is kind of a gentle Tanto, but it's reinforced, thick. You've got the Sanmai blade, which is super sharp. We'll cut with it here in a second. I'm going to stab myself in the finger. You've got a nice thick grind. You can see the nice access I've got to this recessed frame lock here. The frame is behind that ironwood scale. Titanium. And any of y'all that have watched the channel, I'm not a front flipper normally guy. That's my least favorite way to open a knife. This is done very well. You've got very tight jimping, and that tight jimping just makes it very easy to flip. I do wish the jimping went a little higher. They stopped short, which again is design style. I don't know why they did that. It doesn't matter, because if you put your finger where the jimping is and push it back, it flips open just like a dream. So that flipper area also gives you a perfect finger choil. The sharpening choil on this knife, when we talk about finger choils, is not so great. One thing that I would, think they could do a little bit different, if you look at that plunge grind there, plunge grind comes back here, but if you can see where the light reflects off, that's where the blade thickness stops. So you've only got a few sharpenings there before you're going to get a little bit of a smile. Don't see that that's a big problem necessarily, because yeah, you could cut if you needed to, cut any more into it, but I don't think, like I say, it's going to be a big problem because it's a thick blade and it's very, very strong there on the edge. Let's see. I've not cut with this knife. We just unboxed it together. Oh. I don't know if A to Z's cut with it, but guys, it is therapeutically slicey. I'm moving the blade through it super, super slow, just to see if anything hangs even through that tanto tip. And if you'll notice, even when it rolls around that tanto, it stays just sharp. What a nice edge. What a therapeutically slicey edge. See how that tip just rolls through the cut? Very well done. Nicely sharpened. Edge bevels are perfectly symmetrical. Again, this is how it came from North Mountain Blade. You've got a Japanese maker's mark there. And then you've got this right here, which may be North Mountain Blade. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but this is the Chop 4 Tanto. It's the 2412, which is the model number, which is their flagship model. Now, they do a lot of different designs, a lot more designs. They're very affluent, if I'm not mistaken. And I could be. This is kind of a shorter deal because I don't have a lot of time with the knife. I think this is the one, the company that's making the Dwyer authenticated Striders. So they're the really nice imported Strider kind of looking knives, look very much like them, that Dwayne Dwyer sold his designs to, or licensed his designs. I don't know how it worked, but you might check it out. They have a lot of knives that don't look as traditional and elegant as this. And my eyes are open to them because, again, it's been a really interesting visit with this knife because it is done so well. And guys, 160 bones for ironwood, and you're going to see it's hefty. It's a heavy knife. You do have a little bit of branding here on the paper, or the pocket clip. It says North Mountain Blade. Do a couple of quick size comparisons to our Benchmade bug out. Almost the size of the bug out. A little bit bigger than the bug out, I guess I should say. About half an inch smaller than the PM2. For those guys and gals that don't have one, I will throw a Sharpie up there. Then we'll get a tape measure. Sit next to a little regular size Sharpie. And this guy (7 3/4 inches). Yeah, right at 7 3/4 inches. The blade is 3.5 inches. The cutting area is right under 3.5 inches, right between 3 1/4 and 3.5. The handle, the ironwood handle, is 4 1/4. To the choil from the back of the knife, 4 1/2 to the front, 4 1/4 to the center right here. But that's just how I hold it. If you wanted to only hold, if you did not want to get in this choil at all, which I think you probably will, you're looking at 4 inches from here to here, 4 1/4 to the center of the choil, and 4 1/2 to our the end of the choil there. And this guy, clear that out. ZDP Sanmai is 0.1410 thick blade stock, and behind the edge it comes down to 0.0095. And again, that measurement could be off because I don't know how great I do those. Lastly, I wanted to weigh this guy, and just so I won't forget, I know some of you like to see it in a pocket. We'll stick it in a pocket. But again, desert ironwood is a very hard, stable wood. And then the titanium frame, and then you've got that thick blade. So this guy's going to come in at 4 1/4, 4.25 ounces, and that's on a 3 and almost a 1/2 inch blade, we'll call it. So it's not, compared to an inch per ounce, it's not that out of whack. And guys, it feels so good. I mean, there's no blade exposed. I call this kind of a beefy gentleman's Tonto. Conversation piece, beautiful knife, and it's 160 bones. Real quick pocket dropper here. Boom. That's about how deep it carries. You've got about 1/2 inch sticking out. Very well retained in that pocket. Great knife. I want to thank my brother, my buddy, A to Z EDC. And guys, it would be huge if you're on Instagram and you follow my buddy A to Z EDC, because he does make a lot of these knife reviews possible, these overviews, because he does buy some really cool stuff and stuff that I wouldn't normally check out. So it opens me to new knives, which then again opens the channel to new knives. I'm real appreciative. But this is the North Mountain Blades Chop number 4. Gorgeous knife, guys. I'm a fan. For 160 bones, I don't see how you could really lose with it. That's in Desert Ironwood. I'll leave a link to their website so you can look at some of the other knives that they've got. And I'll see if I can find it in the wild and leave a link to that. Thank you all for watching. Channel members, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you. Anyone who watches my knife and EDC content, thank you. If you're so inclined and you have not had a chance, if you hit that subscribe button down there and that bell notification icon, it really helps me out. Thumbs up and a comment would be awesome, but most importantly, please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for one another. Go forward with love in your heart and choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.